You are standing next to someone, and the silence is heavy. You want to speak, but you wait for them to make the first move. They are likely doing the exact same thing. Initiating a conversation does not require a rehearsed script or a naturally loud personality. It relies on recognizing the environmental cues that are already right in front of you. We can break this down into 3 mechanical stages. First, you break the silence. Second, you hook interest. And third, you keep the interaction moving so it doesn't stall out. By the end of this video, you will have a specific formula to ensure you can navigate these moments without the pressure of having to be interesting. Step 1 is the observation-based icebreaker. Instead of searching for a clever line, you look at what is happening in the immediate vicinity and comment on it. If you are in a shop and see someone buying a bag of chips, you might mention that the bag looks mostly filled with air. It is a low-stakes way to acknowledge a shared reality. This formula, taking an observation and adding a brief comment, is how we begin to progress through the framework. It uses the environment to do the work for you. This is where those who identify as quiet or introverted actually have a head start. Because you likely spend more time processing your surroundings than talking over them, you are effectively in a data-gathering phase, noticing the small details others miss. Albert Einstein was known for his intense, quiet focus on the physical world. He prioritized watching how things worked over constant social chatter, ensuring that when he did speak, it was based on deep observation. You see a similar trait in Elon Musk, who frequently pauses for several seconds in the middle of a sentence. He is processing the environment of the question to provide a specific answer rather than a generic one. Director S.S. Rajamouli also relies on quiet observation of human behavior to build his massive cinematic visions. He captures the specific details of interaction that a louder person might overlook. By prioritizing looking over talking, you gather the raw material for environmental comments. You aren't forcing a conversation, you are simply sharing a detail you've already noticed. Once you've broken the silence, we move to step 2, the twisted compliment. While people appreciate being noticed, most standard compliments actually end a conversation prematurely. Look at the left side of this graphic. If you say, "nice hair," the other person usually says thanks and the exchange stops. You've forced them into a one-word answer. The fix is to add a twist, a specific question attached to the praise that prevents the conversation from hitting that wall. As we move into the second stage of our engine, we use this formula. You provide the praise, then immediately follow up with a hook. Now look at the right side. Instead of just, "nice hair," you ask, "your hair looks great. Is that a secret salon talent or your own daily routine?" You are inviting them to share a detail. This twist turns a passive compliment into an active invitation, moving the interaction forward by giving the other person a specific prompt to answer. To maintain that momentum, you need step 3, the question combo. Even a good start will stall if you only ask questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Closed-ended questions are useful for making people feel comfortable initially. They provide a low-pressure way for someone to agree and join the conversation. However, open-ended questions are what build depth. They require the other person to share feelings, opinions, or specific details. This flowchart shows the sequence. You start with a closed question to get their initial agreement, then follow up with an open question to expand the topic. Take sports as an example. You start with the closed gate. Do you like cricket? They answer yes. You then immediately move down the pathway with an open follow-up. Who is your favorite player and why? Using words like why or how forces them to provide context. This full formula on screen completes the engine. The closed question gets them in the door, and the open question keeps them talking. This sequence removes the pressure to find new topics every 30 seconds. It shifts the burden of providing details to the other person, allowing the conversation to flow naturally. 1. Observe your environment. 2. Use a twisted compliment. 3. Move from a closed question to an open one. Your challenge for today is to find one person and try the first 2 steps. Make one environmental observation and deliver one twisted compliment. Pay attention to how the other person responds to the twist, and let us know what happened in the comments below. By taking the time to study these mechanics rather than scrolling through mindless content, you are already making more progress than most. To continue refining your social toolkit,